Hello everybody, thanks for joining us. We are the Bourbon Brothers. My name is Gavin.
And I'm Jeff.
And today we are drinking Weller Special Reserve.
Yeah, so the W.L. Weller line has 3 different releases. It's got this guy, it's got the 107 Antique, and it's got the 12-year-old, which is a black label. As you can see, Buffalo Trace recently did a new label rollout and a different design to the bottle shape. It's similar the way the neck is, but this one's a little bit taller. So with that, we're to the point where we figured we'd bust this guy out and, let you guys know what we thought about it.
Absolutely. We've been sitting on these green labels for a while, drinking them occasionally. Never really felt the need to necessarily do a video because it's not, the best bourbon we've ever tasted, but with the redesign from Buffalo Trace, which happened 6 months ago, and the hype and scarcity surrounding just the Weller brand in general, we wanted to go ahead and do a video on the Special Reserve, the green label, and just kind of tell you guys that it really shouldn't be in the same thought process in terms of quality-wise as the 107 and the black label. It's just not that great of a whiskey, and it doesn't deserve the hype that the other two fairly deserve.
Yeah, there's definitely a gap between the two, there's no doubt about it.
Yes, there's a huge drop-off. So without further ado, we'll tell you our thoughts. We'll start with the nose. So Jeff, I'm getting like a big green apple crisp note.
Yeah, touch of sweetness there, but
some cinnamon.
Some cinnamon also.
It's very light.
Yes.
Again, it's 90 proof, but it kind of drinks lighter than the proof.
I would agree with that, yes.
We recently did a video of an 80 proofer that had a more robust nose and taste than this 90 proofer has, so a little disappointing from that standpoint.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and move on to the taste. Cheers. Cheers. Similar to the nose, there's a subtle sweetness and a little bit of those baking spices, and then it just kind of flatlines. There's not really a huge spice note to this. There's not really a huge oak presence to this.
Yeah, faint hints maybe at the back end towards the finish, but the finish it's quick.
Yeah.
90 proof. It's fairly watery, and just it's unfortunate the way it is. You get the lower proofs that just dilutes the flavor. And
of course, all Weller bourbons are wheat, so it's going to be smoother than your typical rye bourbon, so I think that we can attribute some of the lack of depth to that. Again, I do want to point out, Jeff, this is only a $20 bottle.
Yes.
So right there you got to cut the expectations in half.
Agree with that, yes. Yeah. You got the softer profile with the wheat. It's not going to be as diverse of a palate as you will with a lot of the rye counterparts.
It's definitely younger as well.
Yes, there's no age statement on this or the Weller 107. At one time, the Weller 107 was pretty much a 7-year-old, and this was never quite thought of to be that old. So maybe it's in that 3-4
hard to tell
year range, but it's hard to tell for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely a lack of depth and flavor associated with it. So, in the end, the Weller brand is just fabulous. Again, they're not expensive whiskeys. The problem is, can you find them? They're difficult to find. So that's the real issue with them. But, the Weller 12 is a delicious bourbon, and the Weller 107 is one of my favorites, bang for your buck whiskeys. Yeah,
so, I guess at the end of the day, the question to answer is, if you come to a liquor store and they've got green label and red label or black label, jump over the green and go with one of the red or the blacks.
Absolutely. That's really why we wanted to do this video. I know, this information's probably all over the internet, but for our followers, we definitely wanted to put that out there. So, Jeff, do you even want to rate this?
Yeah, we'll give it a rating. No reason not to. For the Bourbon Brothers rating for W.L. Weller Special Reserve, I think we're going to give it a C.
Yeah.
It's at a good price point. For me, it's probably a mixer bourbon that you can drink neat.
Sure.
You're not going to be disappointed if you're over at some, a friend's house and they have this and what they have. There are certainly a lot of worse bourbons out there. At the same time, it's not one that I see in the store like buy a whole case of.
Absolutely.
Which I know Gaven has done with the 107. So,
Yeah, they don't come around that often, so when you get a chance to buy a few, you buy the house.
Yeah.
Well, it's a decent bourbon. We hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know what you think of the Weller line in general. If you really like this special reserve, let us know. I'm sure others have different opinions, and that's just fine. We do hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again for subscribing. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram. We'll tell you what to drink. Cheers.
Cheers.